Hey everyone, have criminals become so smart that they can locate your car on the internet using a hacked database and then go steal your car? Tell you what, it's happening. I'm Mark Marley, the CEO of Network Computer Solutions, and for more than 20 years we've been providing IT support and small business security services to businesses located in Indiana. And today I want to talk to you about some things happening in the cybersecurity world and what you can do to prevent yourself and give you a daily reminder of your password change. So what's happening is a company called SVR Tracking has announced that their database, well they didn't announce it, someone else detected it, that their database, which was sitting on an Amazon S3 bucket, which sounds really technical, but it's really not. Think of an Amazon S3 bucket as a filing cabinet with the world's data all stored into it, lots of databases. But the filing cabinet are open and all the drawers are open and anyone in the world can just drive by and take the data out, take the files out. That's what an Amazon S3 bucket is. Now Amazon and the cloud itself is very secure. Don't think that all these breaches cause the cloud to be insecure. It's the same type of leak that caused Time Warner to lose like 4 million records a couple weeks ago. Now these are not breaches. This is a database left open because of maybe, I don't know, lack of knowledge, stupidity, whatever it is. They put the client records in these databases, make them public accessible, and they forget to secure it. You got to be careful and choose your cloud provider wisely because it could really cost you a lot in the long run. So this database, what it allows people to do, and is all available, all the usernames, the passwords, and the email addresses were all leaked, which is another situation where this information will end up on the dark web and your password and your email address will be there. People can use that to trend your passwords, and there's a good chance you might have used that same password somewhere else, and they'll use that to hack other sites. Like I said yesterday, maybe they'll hack your iPhone and get a ransom there, or hack your email address and steal your bank account. There's all kinds of things you can do from a simple auto-tracking site. So what they're saying so far is probably a lot larger. Remember, the simple rule of hacking is that it's always bigger than reported. Just wait. So they say about 450,000 cars have been, ID cards have been leaked, meaning that they can locate any given time from this database, your car, the type, the year, whatever, the owner, and where it's parked at, and where it's been every day since the database has been active. So what happens if a criminal is looking for a specific type of car, or maybe looking for your car in particular, and they follow you through the internet, they find out you leave your car somewhere, and when you leave, they take the car. It's very likely. Or maybe they steal something out of it. Either way, the car theft is probably not the biggest threat you have. The biggest threat is all the passwords that were leaked, and they go on the dark web, and it's just one more piece of information that's becoming available to people on the dark web. And when it comes to dark web, talk to NCS. We can monitor that for you to make sure if you are leaked that we know about it right away and we can take care of it for you. Because the last thing you want is all your credentials from all your personal information, your business information out there and available to anyone. So anyways, just be vigilant, be aware that it's out there. They leaked 450,000 card information, which includes the owner of the cars, but it also leaked 4,000 dealers and all the dealer information, and we're not sure yet if the payment information from those dealers was in there as well. It'll probably be much larger than this because each customer had more than one car listed typically. Another thing happened is another Amazon issue. Amazon has, there's servers right now on Amazon that have the Locky virus. Locky was here recently, it left, kind of quieted down, now it's back, another variant. We picked it up on our antivirus program. It's not like most antiviruses that most of you use that relies on an outdated signature file system, which it has to recognize the signature of a virus. It has to then identify it, figure out how to reverse it and fix it, clean it. The company releases an update, and then you run your antivirus and remove it. Well, we have a behavioral-based antivirus. It's the best in the industry, and we can remove viruses and detect them long before the antiviruses companies ever detect it. In my opinion, most antivirus should have been kicked to the curb probably 1999. That's when they stopped being real effective. That's like letting people into your house like a criminal and detecting them, find out who they are, inspect them, ask them a lot of questions, interview them, determine they're a bad guy, and then try to get them out. Well, by then, they already have their hands full of all your money and jewels. So don't let it happen. We can detect that criminal as he walks in front of your house. If he acts like a criminal, looks like a criminal, we'll flag him and make him prove who he is. That's how our antivirus works. So be aware. But the Locky that's happening right now on Amazon, it's probably, again, it's on Amazon. It gives Amazon a black eye. But it's not Amazon's problem, typically. It's somebody who didn't secure their equipment well enough who happens to sit on Amazon. Because you see, Amazon Web Services, a lot of you may not know about it, but people like us in the industry, we utilize Amazon to run a lot of our servers. So do a lot of the major players that you use every day. Like Netflix. A lot of the big companies store all their data on Amazon because it's much easier than building your own infrastructure. So what's happening is these servers have become infected. And we hear now, not just on Amazon, but there are probably 500,000 PCs in the United States affected. What Locky does, it's sending out ransomware via emails from those servers. The last we heard, since Tuesday, and today's Friday, those servers have been sending out 1 million, that's right, million, emails an hour with spam on them. So figure that out. What was that, 3 days ago? Think about it. Do the math. That's a lot of freaking emails. Chances are a lot of them may be hitting your spam filter, but if they're not, they're hitting your inbox. Your employees are opening those attachments, and they're getting ransomware or malware. And what Locky's known for, really, is delivering the payload, which means the Locky may send some emails from your computer, slow down the internet connection, but the real trouble is in the second drop. Once it's there and you haven't detected it, it sends a message back home and requests more. It then drops a payload on your laptop or your computer, and then starts collecting everything you do. Think about it. All your keystrokes, all your bank passwords, all your email passwords, that can all happen if you're not running a great antivirus, a great malware program, and using two-factor authentication. If you don't know what that is, then comment below and we'll explain it in a video. That's like when you log into a website, like your bank typically, and then it texts you or sends a message to an app that you have to type in the code. That's pretty secure, but we have one yet even better. So ask questions and comment. So be aware that what we're expecting to see out of Locky this next round is all the PCs it's infected. We pretty much expected with what we're seeing in the industry right now is that once it does this damage, it then has the ability to become a conduit for other ransomware. So other ransomware companies might buy that from the original Locky people, a second stream of income, just to put ransomware on your computer and lock it down, requiring Bitcoin to unlock it. Remember we talked about Bitcoin. It's a lot of money. It's a scary thing. You have to go in dark alleys, on dark streets to buy it. It's not a fun place to go. So don't ever pay Bitcoin ransom. You've got to back up your files in a way that checks for ransomware as it's being backed up. And believe me, the file sharing utilities like Dropbox and all those are not great backup utilities because they can get affected as well. And they can share it with other people who have Dropbox. You need a backup that does, like we do, we use a Datto product, and it checks for ransomware while it backs up. If you don't have one for your company, call me, message. Let's get it set up before you get ransomware because Locky's back. And we're also expecting probably another variant of Petya soon. So just be aware, just because you don't hear a lot about viruses today, it's not over. They're still coming. They're coming strong. We can protect you from that. We can also protect your identity and your personal identification information. So reach out to us. And let us know what you're working on. And if you have any issues and struggles and need help writing that disaster recovery plan. And the last thing I want to talk about today was the SEC. It became knowledge yesterday. I talked about in yesterday's video that the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, had gotten ransomware and leaked the database. The Edgar database. It's like the Fort Knox of SEC. Everything about every company that's traded today on Wall Street was leaked in that database. Well, the Department of Homeland Security, they announced today that they have been checking all the federal agencies' computers for ransomware attacks. And every week they rate it based on how bad each department is. They didn't say in the article that they fixed it. They just said they track it. And then every week they do a profile and they rate each department as far as who's got the biggest threat. They found 5 instances of threats they called serious threats on the SEC servers before the ransomware attack, or before the breach, I mean. So be aware that just because you detect it and you think it's there, it doesn't stop it from spreading. You've got to be proactive, you can be reactive, you got to be able to shut down your network, have someone monitoring it like us that knows when you have a virus and know how to react. You know, one of the first things I ask somebody, what do you do when you get a ransomware? You get a pop-up on your screen that says call Microsoft or send money to the Bitcoin. What do? Most people tell me they push the button, they hold it in, it goes off. You know what? That's the worst thing you can do. My guys are well trained for that. Because if you do that, you're actually, when it reboots, you're activating any kind of ransomware that may be implanted on your computer. The best thing you can do, really, honestly, is leave the computer online, unplug the network cable or disconnect your Wi-Fi connection, and reach out to someone who knows what they're doing and get rid of that before it becomes an issue. If you're not connected to the internet, they can't continue to steal your files. And chances are they won't be able to have enough time if you catch it quick enough to send the encryption key. So make sure you get help. And if you need assistance or information regarding dark web monitoring, which is very important. I know I talk about it a lot, and you may not know what it is or you're worried about it, but believe me, if you're curious whether or not your company is listed on the dark web and which credentials are out there, reach out to me, comment, send me a message, call me, email me, mark@ncshelpdesk.com. Let's talk about this. Let's do a scan. Between now and the end of the month, I've committed to giving away 10 company scans, complete scans of the dark web. I've got a few left. Act now. It's been pretty popular, and I've got a few slots left, but it ends on October 1st. A new month, new quarter, the whole thing, we won't be giving away the free accounts. So if you want your network scanned, to know what your employees are doing, what credentials are being released on the dark web, message me, call me, whatever you have to do. Go to my Facebook page, tweet me, whatever you have to do. Get my attention, and let's talk about this. Let's protect your network long before you need to do your backup. Again, thanks for listening. Stay tuned. Follow this page. Comment below. That helps me out a lot. Let me know if you're listening, where you're listening from. Let me know if you're sharing it. Do what you can. Facebook likes when you share it and comment. That helps me get more exposure, and I can help more people. This is all about not selling services to you. This is about helping people prevent malware and respond to it quickly if you get it. The last thing we want is a phone call from a client or a friend even that says, hey, I've got ransomware. I guess, what do I do? We don't want that. We want to prevent it. We like manage your network when it's up, not when it's down. So again, call us, tweet us, whatever you can do, reach out, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.